Welcome to Board Game Empire. Today we're going to be doing a review of Imhotep, Builders of Egypt.
So we're going to be doing an overview and review. So this game is the second time we played something in the Imhotep series. We first played Imhotep Duel, which is a 2-player game, and we really enjoyed that one. Anthony will put a link to that video if you want to check that one out as well. The Imhotep is the original game, and it's for up to 4 players. We really enjoyed this game, I will say that. But you pick a color. It's played over 6 rounds, and you're just trying to get the most points by putting your cubes in your color on the corresponding ships of that round, which are determined by these cards here. There's 6 of them, which represent each of the 6 rounds. There's 4 different sizes. There's one with 4 cubes, 2 cubes, 3 cubes, and 1. There's 4 different sizes. So each round has a different array of ships, which determines how many cubes will be able to be placed each round. Your turn consists of this. You can either take 3 cubes from the supply, or you can place 1 cube on any of the available ships that haven't sailed yet, or you can sail a ship to one of the 5 ports in the site boards, or you can, if you have one, a blue market card with a blue banner, you could play that. So you can only do 1 action. You go around the table one by one until all of the ships have been sailed to a dock. And these will be full of the colors of however the players decide to place them. And that determines the order in which they're unloaded. So, of course, it's unloaded front to back. So on the market sideboard, in this scenario, the gray will get to choose one of the, usually there's 4 cards in the beginning of the round, one of the big available cards there. The red banner are played instantly, you get the reward. The green and purple are in-game scoring. There's several different ways to score. The green ones are usually based on 1 point per 3 cubes on each of these, one of these site boards. The purple ones are based on the number of that type of card you have. The statues, you get a certain amount of points. The blue ones, the blue banner ones, are kept to play as an action during one of your turns. And of course, the purple and green are also kept in your play area to score it in game. So you would just, so on the market, gray would pick their card they want first. Black would get to pick 2 cards. Those go back in the supply. And then you do not refresh those until the next round. The pyramids, it works very differently. So the first one goes in, you fill up the first column first, then the next ship or ships would go in the second column, and you just keep filling the columns one by one, and then you instantly score the number that's under there. So you'd want to strategically place your cube on the ship, and hopefully you're the one that gets to sell it, because you can, if you think someone's going for a certain site board, you can sell it before they get to it and put it on a different one that might benefit you better or just hurt them in general. And then you just keep doing layers on the pyramid, and you can see the scoring over here for the second level. You end with the third level, which is 1 cube, and any more there would be 1 point each. So you could see how strategically that would be to place your cubes at a certain spot on the ship. The temple, this could be unlimited amount of layers, and the way you score that at the end of every round, the top layer of visible colors are the ones that get the scoring. So in this scenario, black will get 2 points, brown will get 3 points, because theirs is the top layer that are visible. In the burial chamber, this is based on groups of your color. If you have a group of 5 or more, it's worth 15 points. If he had another one here we'll trade these.
And these are put the same way the first cube.
Yeah, every ship's unloaded the same. So this, he has a group of 6. So it would be 5 or more. 5 for 5 in a group, it's 15. And then for each additional cube, it's 2. So this would be a total of 17 points. This one here, 4 of them is worth 10. And then the gray also had 2, which is worth 3. So that would be 13 points at the end of the game. So you could see how strategically you would want to place your cubes. If you know you were, because diagonal does not count. It has to be a full edge touching. So you'd want to try to place them on a ship and hope that you get to be the one to sail that one or someone else does for you at the right time. The last one is the obelisks, and that one's in-game scoring. And it's unlimited amount of cubes can go in here. The player with the largest stack based on player count will get the first place points. So in a 3-player game, first place gets 12 points. The person with the next highest stack would get the second place points. And if there's a tie, they share. So if it was if 2 tied for second place, they would share the second and third place points. If 2 tied for first place, then they would get they would add up all 3 places and divide that amongst them. So that's in-game. This is always end of round. These 2 are immediate or could be possibly in-game if you pick the in-game cards or play during the round cards, depending on which cards you choose. Here's the scoring track. When you score your points on the immediate ones, you're going to be using the scoring track to move your cube. At the beginning of the game, you do get a few cubes. The first player gets 2. Second, and this isn't a 3-player game. The second player would get 3. Third player would get 4. If there's a 4th player, they would get 5. So it just the further you go in order, the more cubes you get to start the game with. And then you would just place 1 on a ship of your choice at the very first round. That's pretty much what you're going to do. And then you just keep going around until all the ships have been sailed to one of these boards. And again, they do not have to be full to sail, but they do have to have a minimum amount of stones that are depicted on the front of the ship there. So this one needs at least 2 to sail. That one needs at least 3. So it looks like they can have 1 missing before you sail it, but they do not have to be full to sail. You just have to meet that minimum stone requirement. And then, because there might be an advantage to not letting others put their stones on there, and you might just want to go ahead and sell it, even though it's not a full ship. And then, of course, the person with the most points wins at the end of the game. Did I miss anything?
Mm-hmm. So they're pretty much, you get 4 actions. You can either grab 3 stones, put stone on a ship, sell the ship to the port. I forget what's the 4th.
Play a market card.
Oh, play a market card. Yeah.
I already covered that.
I know. I was just referencing at the end.
Okay, so what did you think, Quentin?
I think it's a really cool game. It's definitely better than the last one. And
what, the Imhotep duel? You like it better than this one? Or this one better than that one, I mean?
Yeah. So, I think I'm going to give this one a 9.7 out of 10.
Well,
Okay.
go a little bit more depth what you
Okay,
enjoyed
why?
about it, mechanics.
Tell them why.
Okay, so it's really cool. I tried to go for the temples too much, and I kind of lost because I didn't really
You mean
focus on
pyramids? You went for pyramids.
Yeah, pyramids. I didn't really focus on anything else. As you can see, all the brown was my color, and there's a lot of really cool things to do. There's 5 different ones, plus you can flip them over, plus an expansion where they add more double sides.
Oh yeah, these are double-sided. I didn't see
So
that.
basically, you would get about like 4 different ones because there's an expansion that adds 2 more sides to them. So pretty much 4 different sides for each one of those.
If you have the expansion. We don't have the expansion.
But there's still 2 sides of both, and you can mix and match them. You don't have to go all of them. So there's a ton of combinations you can do. So you could do like A, B, B, A. For example, you don't have to go to like A, or B, 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 all of them. So overall, That's so funny.
You.
And the reason he was going for the pyramid, he didn't mention it.
He had the in-game card.
In-game card that pretty much benefited it.
See, I had several in-game cards.
Hey, you didn't let me finish
Sorry,
talking.
go ahead.
All right.
But what I was trying
I'm
to
kind of rambling, so
Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
Alright, never mind then.
Go ahead, finish.
So basically, that's why I give it a 9.7 out of 10. That's what I gave it, right?
Yeah. My turn.
Yeah.
All right. So I really like the illustration and the theme of the game. It really does stick with it because you are kind of like, I guess, resources, port, selling, and then building. So I do like that aspect of it. The components are okay. They're not like top notch, but
I mean,
that's
I thought
okay.
the posts were awesome.
I mean, they're good, but I mean, you probably could go Etsy and get some upgrades. But the replayability, high replayability for the reasons that Quinn stated, that you could just mix and match so many different things. I do love the mechanics. It's very simplistic, but very strategic in many different aspects because there's many different areas you could go, and the way you actually score and everything. So overall, I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. I think that this is one, and it's very quick. So it kind of almost fits like a filler. So I really like this game. It's a 9 out of 10. I think that this could be one of our favorite filler games that we'll be playing for a long time. So
yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I can see how we could basically evolve our strategies with each play, because your first few games, you're already kind of changing your strategy, but you're going to get better and better at, especially if you play the same sides a lot, kind of figuring out where to place on your ships and kind of time it better, that you're able to kind of trick others and maybe either get them to take it to the port you want, or you'll get the opportunity to sell that boat to that port. Because it's all about where your cubes are placed on those ships, basically, to get the most optimum amount of points. And I did get several. I know they wouldn't let me do this in the future, but they didn't really realize what I was doing. I got several of those green in-game cards at the very beginning, which allowed me to score, even though I didn't have the highest score on the site maps of that particular site map. I was getting 1 point per 3 cubes. So Quentin was working for me and didn't know it because he was focusing on the pyramids. He had the same in-game card, but I had that, and I had the other 2 in-game cards. So that helped me to sail past him, because he was ahead most of the game. I think he was shocked when
maximize your cards
when he
combination.
didn't win. But yeah, I would give this game a 9. It will definitely stay in our collection. And we did enjoy the dual version one of it, but I like this one better because you can have more players, and it just
There's
this one
more
has,
to do.
yeah, this one has more options, and I really like that about it. So we will put the link in the description so you can check this game out for yourself. Did you guys have anything else you want to say?
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for watching. Please give this video a like. Feel free to leave a comment. If you're not already, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you next time.